Hey guys, this is Jason, and I'm here with Adam Rehberg. He's the designer of Swordcrafters. That's a game that's on Kickstarter right now. And I'm just going to ask him a question. And also, this is our first interview, so that's pretty exciting. So congratulations, Adam, on being our first interview.
Hey, Jason, thanks for having me. Company is Adam's Apple Games, and Swordcrafters.
All right. So the first thing I have for you is I just wanted to congratulate you. It looks like your Kickstarter was successful, so that's always cool. That means you're going to be able to bring your game to life.
Hooray.
So go ahead and tell us a little bit about the game, and I also want to know how you came up with the idea.
Sure. The game is a three-dimensional tile game where you're taking a tile and you're building it into a three-dimensional sword. So it is I could choose mechanics. Once you get your tiles that are relevant to you, you're going to place them and basically build a three-dimensional tableau in your hand. So it's a super unique concept. And at the end of the game, even if you don't win the game, you have a sword that you're holding and you're comparing versus other players.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I saw that eye split you choose. That's like the new hotness in games. And I think that's actually a pretty cool mechanism. So I saw that and I was pretty interested in that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really good games that have used it. And what's brilliant about it, I think, and beautiful about it is that it leaves a lot of interaction, a lot of player choice, between the players. And so you can kind of hose yourself if you don't know what you're doing. So that's the risk. But at the same time, there's a lot of choice in there.
All right. So is this the first game that you designed? And is this the first time you've used Kickstarter?
This is the... I don't know, probably a 15th, 16th game I've designed. This is the third time I've used Kickstarter. So the first game I designed, self-published, a game called Brewing USA, Truck Friends Brewing USA, Bottle Caps, meets Craft Beer, meets Risk, Beer Coaster inspired map of the US, real breweries in the game. The second game was actually another designer published a game called Truck Off the Food Truck Frenzy on Kickstarter. And then this is the third one. With Swordcrafters. We like to do kind of Americana things at Adam's Apple Games, and so it makes a whole lot of sense, right? Craft beer, food trucks, and swords, right? So that one was a little bit of a curveball, right?
Right. Nothing says Americana like some homemade swords, yeah.
It's one of those things where sometimes you stumble on a great idea or a cool concept, and you're like, I have to make this come to life, even if it is not within the brand.
Right, yeah. Hey, I like it. I think it's a cool theme, and it's definitely a theme that we need to see more of. Totally agree. All right, another question. Do you have any plans to take the game to cons like Gen Con, Origins, whatever, and demo it?
Yes, actually, that was the kind of the inception of the was we were sitting at Gen Con and kind of end of the convention, chatting back and forth, rehashing some old designs and just reminiscing about some designs and how good of a convention it was and being exhausted. And we started talking about a game called Swordcrafters that we had. Dungeon crawl. Unique part about the dungeon crawl was that you would level up a sword as you'd play. And then we're like, well, wait a second. What if the entire game was literally making a sword? And so it actually started, the whole idea started from a con and actually thinking about, wow, wouldn't that be cool if you're walking down the aisle at a convention and you see people demoing a game where everyone is holding a sword. So I think it's really going to pop at a convention. And that is one of the main marketing avenues I think we're going to find success with this game. So Gen Con is our goal to debut. But in terms of shipping and stuff like that from the Kickstarter, August, September. So our goal is to hit Gen Con. If we don't, we don't. But we're leaning forward to do that.
I'll be looking forward to check it out. I think I'm going to try to make Gen Con one day, so I'll definitely look for you so I can touch this game and see how it works in real life.
Yeah. Please stop by. It'd be great. And we also have a jumbo sword that I've been developing. So this is a maybe 3 or 4 foot tall sword when you're done playing, and it is just Swordcrafters just magnified.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely need to see that one. All right. Do you have any other games in the works? I know when a designer usually does one game, they usually have about 5 other games in their mind. So I was just wondering if you had anything else that you were thinking of or working on or prototypes or whatever.
Sure. I'm in the process of signing a game that is a 2-player abstract, something really, really unique and I think would just do well in the abstract market. And then the other one that I designed is called, it's kind of a second version of Brewing USA. It's a standalone game. It's not a sequel, but it has components that actually integrate from game to game. So if you're a supporter or a game owner of the first copy, you will appreciate the second copy because some of those components integrate. But it's a dice drafting game, and so you're essentially taking like what could be a really fun and cool experience to the tap room. So now you can play with dice in the tap room and brew beer.
That's awesome. Yeah, there definitely needs to be some more themes about brewing beer. I just played Heaven and Ale, and something about brewing beer that's a pretty cool theme. And yeah, definitely.
Did you like it?
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, mostly I think just because the theme was different. So yeah, the beer theme is cool. I don't even like beer really, but it's a cool theme.
Yeah, what I found is it's one of the most polarizing themes on the market. Probably like people will walk by and I'll be like, hey, so boom, I automatically found my target market at a convention, which that's actually a huge benefit, where if you're kind of, in a theme that is like other themes or is heavily used, then you almost need to navigate to what kind of games you like playing, how many players you play with, what's the weight, that kind of stuff. So the craft beer question hits fast. And a lot of people will be like, I've never heard of a game with craft beer before. Why would I do that? But then the other 30-40% is like, yes, I'm in. Let's talk.
Yeah. Yeah. There's probably more than that, actually, probably. They just don't want to admit it.
Sure. Fair enough.
All right. So after the Kickstarter, will the game be going to retail, or will you be doing another Kickstarter for a second edition, or does it all depend on how well this Kickstarter does?
Yeah, the answer is it always depends. I am fortunate enough to be signed with a company called Publisher Services, which they're a consolidator in the industry. And so they brought Bruin USA and Truck Off to the hobby retail and a few other markets as well. And so like, it's great to have, as a small publisher, it's great to have someone in the industry that is working for you as a salesman after the thing has been designed and created. And now it's my duty to make sure that inventory is shipped on time and there's stuff in stock. And I kind of manage still that front end of it. And still a lot of the marketing aspect, but they have become the workhorse when it comes to selling the item post Kickstarter. I fully expect this one to do to go into hobby. And I think anytime I design a game at this point too, like I'm thinking about like what is the right product for a retail life of this as well. I think Kickstarter, you'll flag things like exclusivity and really cool components, and yet I think you also need to think about what's the end game here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, because sometimes people just like designing a game and then you do 500 of them. You're like, hey, that's cool. I got my idea out. People are playing it. That's a win. But some people want to do like, have the next Dinosaur Island or the next Batman miniatures game or whatever. So you never really know what people's grand plans are.
Yeah. And I will say like we're in the reorder stage with my first two games. So I think things are going really well. And I think if the trend continues, I hope that Swordcrafters lands and has a good splash in the market. I think one thing that has been interesting to me has been the 3D board game concept is a really tough sell. In the Kickstarter marketplace. At least I found that is a tougher sell than I would have expected. It sort of hits on toy, game, and puzzle. And so I think that even from some of my advertising and Facebook posting and whatnot, like, I'm finding that people have a question mark a lot of times. And so part of it convey the message better. I think if you go to the page, you'll get it. But the other part of it is hey, let's make sure that people understand this thing is a game. So I've really been learning a lot along the way.
I saw the picture of it when I went to the Kickstarter. I was just browsing around and I was like, interesting. Tiles that you put into a sword. That is genius. Yeah, I don't know. It just struck me as something that I kind of wanted to play right away when I saw it. So good job.
Well, thank you. There's definitely gimmick there. And I think that's what, raises some eyebrows a little bit. But at the same time, this game is really fun too. Every designer will say like, hey, this is my favorite game, right? But I will play this one. We put it on the table, I'll play it any day. So
oh, that's good. Yeah, if you want to play your own game, that says something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about your game for a little bit. So let's just talk about you. I want to know a little bit about you. So the first question I have is, what game got you interested in board games? Or board game design. Either one you want to answer.
Easy one. Carcassonne actually was kind of my entry into the board game space. It started as a pretty friendly game with some new mechanics, and then it quickly evolved into a pretty strategic, pretty competitive game. And so my family has continued to kind of cherish the Carcassonne experience, and there have been some heated arguments because of it as well. And just it seems like we kind of come back to that one as our gateway, but also like the one everyone knows and loves.
That's interesting. I think I've played Carcassonne one time, which seems crazy because everybody's played that game a billion times. But
some people have a bigger history in the hobby, and so when you enter, I think that may impact what games introduce you into it, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I got into it after the Carcassonne phase, so that's probably part of it. All right. Next question.
Okay.
As of right now, what is your favorite game? It can be a board game, it can be a video game, any kind of game you want.
Ooh, gotcha. I just had to take a look back at my my game stand. I mean, the one that I come back to really often, and I think it's a little bit like of a Zen game for me, is Hearthstone. It's a digital card game, and it ticks all the magic boxes, like the Magic the Gathering boxes for me that I enjoyed and loved as a kid. But it means that I don't have to, I can kind of break out of that world and that realm, and so it allows me to, I think, still really love board games as a hobby, as a space, but yet still kind of get my fix on the side, right?
Right. Yeah. Those games are hard too when you're actually playing them with physical copies because just so much shuffling, so much buying cards. Yeah, I'm with you on there.
And they're into that there too. I mean, like a game like Hearthstone now has been out a few years, and a game like Magic has been out, I don't know, what is it, like 20, 30 years or something. So there's so much depth and knowledge that has gone into that game. If you have played the whole time or parts of it, to even understand all the mechanics that might exist, and sure, you can always play the standard formats or whatever, but this allows me to kind of cut through that mess and just get to kind of a fun experience that, I can play a few minutes here and there and don't have to feel too guilty about it.
I honestly haven't played that game either, but hey, that's cool. I'm glad you dig it, and I might have to check it out.
What about you?
My favorite game right now is The Gallerist by Vidal Lacerda.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a huge Vidal fan. He's so good.
The art style is really cool too.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it takes a little while to set up, so I don't play it as often as I would like, but whenever I can get it out, I love it. Before we get into the rapid fire, let's just go ahead and say how many days are left in the Kickstarter, how much the price point is, and then we'll get into the quick fire stuff.
Sure. 7 days left on the Kickstarter. It ends March 20th. The price point for the base game is $29, and we also designed an expansion at the same time, so that is $39. Free shipping in the U.S., subsidized, and duty-friendly or duty-free shipping for most of the globe.
We're probably going to link that to our page as well, just so after the episode drops, people can check it out. And
great.
That's cool. All right, so now it's rapid fire time.
Okay.
I'm going to give you two things. You're going to say which one you want. So like hamburger or cheeseburger, you would say whichever one you like. All right, first up, Stefan Feld or Uwe Rosenberg?
Rosenberg.
Oof. We're not starting off on a good foot here.
Fair enough.
Euro games or Ameritrash?
Euro.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you redeemed yourself. We're good. Next, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Good job. It's getting better as we're going. Email or snail mail?
Email.
Yeah, I'm agreed. I hate writing crap.
But I like receiving it, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is nice to get an actual letter in the mail. Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Okay. Monopoly or Sorry?
Guess Monopoly. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lose-lose, but hey. John Cena or The Rock?
The Rock. Hardest working guy in the world.
Oh, yeah, totally agree. Fries or onion rings?
Fries. And curly fries if possible.
Oh, yeah, curly fries all the way. Interstate or back roads?
Interstate.
Yeah, I'd agree. Although it is nice to drive a back road like a nighttime when it's nice and clear and starry.
Not me. Go.
Saltines or Ritz?
Ritz.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Car or SUV?
You can get into
Car or SUV?
SUV.
Slip-on shoes or shoes with laces?
Laces, of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I wish I can get into the slip-on. I really do, but
yeah,
I'm traditional.
Yeah, I wear flip-flops. That's about as much as I go. But if I have shoes, they have to have laces.
Gotcha. That's slip-on, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, fedora or cowboy hat?
Cowboy hat.
Oh yeah, Americana, just like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Pens or pencils?
Pens.
All right, now this last one is the hardest for the whole group. Swordcrafters or Dinosaur Island?
I mean, am I asking people to make a choice? That's a tough
you
one.
Interpret it how you want to interpret it.
Weights. Yeah. I mean, obviously very biased Swordcrafters, but I probably will do both.
All right, cool. That's a good answer. That was just put in there to trip you up. So good job.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. So I think this was a good first interview for our channel, and hopefully people can hear this and get interested in the game. Go check it out.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to more episodes too. This podcast has been a really bright spot for me.
That's awesome. Thanks, man. Okay, so again, this is Adam Rehberg with Adam's Apple Games. He's got Swordcrafters on Kickstarter. Go check it out. You have about a week left, and give him some love. Give this game some love. It's a cool idea. It's a cool concept, and it needs to have people buying it and getting it in their hands. All right, thanks, Adam, for coming on, and hopefully we can see you at Gen Con.
Thank you, and I please stop by the booth at Gen Con. We'll be in the back for sure, but Adam's Apple Games, check us out.
All right, talk to you later.